This episode, we're carving into Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. Expect dark humor, morally flexible romance, serial killers with standards, and a love story that proves sometimes the right person really will help you hide a body.
Welcome to Book Size Matters,
where reading is optional
and judging is mandatory. I'm your host, Edith.
And I'm Angel.
And welcome back.
Welcome. All right, besties, before we stroll into what might be the most romantic crime-adjacent situation we've ever covered, a quick heads up, we give all the spoilers. We're carving up this story like a dinner conversation you absolutely shouldn't be overhearing. Full plot details, shared hobbies, unspoken rules, and moments that make you laugh and then immediately question yourself. If you haven't read it yet and want to experience the chaos firsthand, now is your sign to pause and sprint to your Kindle. If not, stay. And maybe don't ask follow-up questions. While we're doing the responsible adult thing for just a second, check the trigger warnings. Protect your heart, protect your peace, and maybe don't recommend this on a brunch without context.
Oh, okay.
Now shifting gears a little bit, welcome to February.
Finally.
AKA Love Month, which means this is officially our time to shine.
Yes.
We're releasing one episode every single week.
You heard it right here, folks.
As a Valentine gift to you. More romance, more chaos, more opinions, and yes, everything is pink. Consider this our most committed relationship yet.
Sorry. Because true. Anyways.
And because we clearly didn't have enough opinions already, we're introducing a tiny but highly judgmental new segment called Judging a Book by Its Cover. Because sometimes vibes are data. In this segment, the co-host who did not read the book is legally required to judge it anyway.
I signed it with blood.
No plot, no context, just the cover, the title, and pure intuition. We're talking first impressions, unhinged predictions, and whether this book would even make it onto their TBR or get immediately dragged. We want honest reactions only. Would you read this based on vibes alone? Do you trust the font? Does the cover scream 5 stars? Or will this emotionally harm me? No wrong answers, just judgment. And one final love note before we dive in. This episode runs long, and yes, that's on purpose. The story deserved a full, unhinged, no-cut retelling, and I refuse to rush greatness. I said we spoil everything, and I meant it. So, Edith, take notes. We're leaving nothing on the table.
Whoa. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. It's like a first date over here, like with the book.
Oh, well, we're going to jump right into our dating profile.
Oh my God, let's go.
Okay. This week, we are reading Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver.
Very long-awaited one.
Yeah. So now jumping into judging a book by its cover.
Where's the book?
Right here. Right here. Right here. Butcher and Blackbird. All right.
Right here, guys.
First impressions, unhinged predictions. Is it TBR or immediate jail?
Well, first of all, it's been on my TBR for a bit.
Okay, so it's already on the TBR.
But like not like an immediate read, because from what I've seen, just by the cover, it has some I want to say it's definitely a dark romance. I know that, right?
Okay.
Just based on the cover, because you have the black and the pink, and then the knives and the axes and stuff.
Okay.
And then the dead little bodies. I don't know, girl. This is kind of scaring me a little bit. Because I have a thing, like, it's giving like love romance, but like make it like what is it called? Cannibal.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm down for that.
Okay,
I don't know
why is it giving cannibal?
I don't know with all the like murder things and then like the little skulls and I don't know. It's like I don't know. I'm afraid, and then there's a saw.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that it has some kind of cannibalism in it.
Okay, so is that your unhinged prediction? Cannibalism?
Yes, but I feel like definitely murder. 100% murder.
Okay.
100%. I don't know about the cannibalism, but definitely murder. Definitely some spicy love scenes that are unhinged, like in the way that I mean, like they murdered somebody and then just maybe like fucked on the blood and stuff like that. That's what this is giving. Like, don't let the pink like deter you from like how this is gonna go.
Okay.
But yeah, that.
All right. So what is your one unhinged prediction?
That they're gonna fuck like on top of a body or something and the blood's everywhere. That's one of my unhinged predictions. And I think it's happily ever after.
Okay.
I just like by the little couple kissing, like I just feel it's
like
we're two murderers in love.
Okay. So this is on your TBR already.
Yeah, it was on my TBR.
All righty. So shall we continue?
Let's go.
All right. So Butcher and Blackbird does not have a universally consistent chapter count across the different editions because there's different editions.
Oh, okay.
And like I feel like
wait, what?
I was so confused because I was doing like the research and like I thought there was only 24 chapters because that's what the book had, but then like apparently like there's like other books that like the chapters are broken up differently. I'm not sure. But we're going to go with what I read. Okay? We're going to go based off of what I read. So there's approximately 344 pages, 24 chapters, an epilogue, and a bonus chapter. This can be read as a standalone, but it's part of the Ruinous Love trilogy. So there's 3 books in the trilogy, obviously. And as far as I know, there's also a spin-off series with different characters in the same universe. Oh, so they're all in the same universe, but it's different characters. And as far as I know, I think there's only 1 book out so far. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy, but I just know that it's like a spin-off series. Yeah. So it's going to be a series. Okay. This is from first person point of view with multiple perspectives.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And it's interesting because I'll tell you now. It's mostly a dual point of view, but there's one point of view like in the epilogue. The epilogue is like a completely different point of view. Oh, interesting, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, and this is an MF. The male main character is Rowan, and the female main character is Sloane.
They already sound like murderers. Like that's like Rowan and Sloane murdering together. Martyring together happily ever after. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is a happily ever after.
I knew it.
You just knew it?
I just knew it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna jump into tropes, trigger warnings and kinks, and I feel like this will actually reveal to you some of your predictions.
I hope one of them is not true.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay. And the trigger warnings, I'm so glad because this author made the trigger warnings so fucking easy. Like, like she literally made the list. I just copy and pasted her fucking trigger warnings because like she was very detailed about like what potential triggers are. I feel like some authors like don't really elaborate on their trigger warnings.
I know, and because you always add in your own trigger warnings.
Yeah, but this one like she was very like detailed and you'll see what I mean. So let's jump into some tropes. Let's see. It is a dark rom-com. So it is dark romance, but it's a rom-com. Okay. So it's funny. Okay. This is serial killers in love.
I knew it. I knew it.
This is a friends to lovers trope. This is morally gray MMC and FMC. Oh. It's a slow burn. Okay. Protective MMC. And she is equally dangerous.
Oh, I love me equally dangerous.
I love a strong female lead. Okay. Trigger warnings. This is where you guys do not read this until you read. Don't read the book until you read through these trigger warnings, okay? Please. So I warned you already. Okay? Eyeballs and eye sockets. That's all it said, literally. Eyeballs and eye sockets. Something with eyeballs and eye sockets. Amateur surgery. Skin ornaments.
Oh, no.
Chainsaws, axes, knives, scalpels, and a lot of sharp objects. Accidental cannibalism.
No, Angel. That was the one that I was hoping I was not right.
I know.
I really was hoping I was not right on that one.
I know. Not so accidental cannibalism.
Angel, this is not getting better.
Questionable use of a mummified corpse.
What the?
Lobotomized manservant. What? Ill-advised use of kitchen implements. I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. I'm not really. Detailed sex scenes, which include but are not limited to cock warming, rough sex, praise kink, anal, adult toys, choking, spitting, dom sub interactions, and genital piercings.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
References to parental neglect and child abuse. Parental loss, not depicted. References to child sex assault, not in detail. It's a book about serial killers, so there's some generally messed up murder and chaos. Okay. So that was a very detailed...
I'm a little nervous.
Trigger warnings list there. And the spicy chapters, like I said, could change depending on the edition of the book. Yeah. But as far as my book, it's 8 chapters, and it's 8, 22, 25, 27, 31, 34, 38, and 41.
Okay. That's a good enough amount of spice.
Well, a third of the book.
That's right. Good amount.
Yeah, very good amount. Good amount. All right. So you ready?
Let's go.
Get your notes ready.
I'm going.
Or your little...
my phone.
Yeah, your phone.
Let's go.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Louisiana summer, which means the air isn't just hot. It's aggressive. The kind of heat that presses down on you. Thick and damp, clinging to your skin like it's personal. The kind of heat where breathing feels optional and air conditioning is not a luxury, it's a survival tool. Sloane has been trapped in a metal cage for 3 days. No air conditioning, no water, no escape. And just a few feet away, a rotting corpse slumps against the bars like a grotesque reminder of how badly this job went sideways. The smell is thick, sour, impossible to ignore. Bugs crawl. Time stretches, the heat turns every breath into effort. This is not how Sloane works. She plans, she calculates, she executes. She does not end up in locked cages next to decomposing men. But mistakes happen. Not often, and never without consequences. She stays calm, though. Panic wastes energy. She measures time by the sound of insects and the shifting slivers of light through cracked walls. She conserves movement. She survives. Then she hears footsteps. Not rushed, not careful, casual. A man steps inside like he owns the place. Tall, broad, relaxed, surveying the scene with detached interest. He notices the body first and then the cage. Then her. The surprise isn't alarm, it's curiosity, because she doesn't fit. She's not the dead man's type, too old to be a victim. She's wary immediately. This man isn't shocked by the violence. He's evaluating it, cataloging details, and when he introduces himself as Rowan, aka the Boston Butcher, Sloane knows that name. She studied it, admired the restraint, the precision, the careful pattern the authorities keep misreading. She keeps that to herself, though. Knowledge is power, and she doesn't give it away for free. What surprises her is his reaction when she finally tells him who she is. Sloane, aka the Orb Weaver. Recognition hits him hard. Not fear, not suspicion, but something close to admiration. He's totally fanboying. He's followed her work, noticed the patterns, clocked what others missed, even suspected she wasn't a man long before anyone else did. And just like that, the dynamic shifts. He lets her out of the cage, no hesitation, no bargaining, just the quiet understanding that she doesn't belong there. They end up sitting across from each other, sharing a meal in the sticky heat, talking the way that professionals do when they realize they operate in the same niche. No confessions, no justifications, just comparisons. And of course, what guy wouldn't clock that she wasn't wearing a bra? But that was besides the point. They had different methods, different rules, but the same goal. They both remove serial killers, rapists, and scum of the earth. They both believe in limits and precision and not wasting violence on people who don't deserve it. Their moral codes aren't identical, but they rhyme. Sloane remains guarded. She always is. Trust doesn't come easily, and comfort is dangerous. Rowan notices immediately the way her body stays angled towards an escape, the way she's already planning her exit. He doesn't stop her, not yet. Instead, he turns it into something else, a challenge, a game, a reason to stay just a little longer, because he's not finished observing her. She, despite herself, isn't finished being curious. This isn't attraction yet. Well, maybe just a little. And it's recognition, the unsettling kind. The kind that makes you realize you've just met someone who understands you without explanation. And that once that door opens, it can't be closed again. And that's how it starts. Not with romance, not with violence, but with two people realizing the world just got a little smaller and a little more dangerous. A year passes, not quietly, not cleanly, but with the kind of slow itch that builds under the skin when a habit goes too long unattended. Sloane feels it before she names it. Restlessness, irritation, that familiar tightening in her skin. That familiar tightening in her chest that only eases when something bad is removed from the world. Killing isn't pleasure for her, it's relief. It brings things back into balance. It quiets the noise. Tonight, she already has someone strapped to her metal table. Everything is ready. The room smells like steel and antiseptic and focus. Any other night, she would already be done. But she's waiting. She hates waiting. She hates relying on other people even more. And yet, her attention keeps drifting to the burner phone sitting just out of reach. Rowan promised details. He promised timing. He promised a game. And there's something deeply unsettling about how much she's looking forward to this. Sharing the hunt, matching wits, and finally seeing if she's as good as she thinks she is when someone else is watching. Or better yet, beating him. The phone finally lights up. Game time. Rowan's brother Lachlan is drawing a name, and all they get is a location. No profile, no target, summary, no comfort, just a place and 7 days to figure out who deserves to die. Whoever identifies and kills the target first wins. If neither of them succeeds after a week, it is a draw. It's absurd, dangerous, inefficient, but Sloane accepts immediately. They end up in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. The kind of place that feels like it's...
Sorry, it's just West Virginia.
Yeah. The kind of place that feels like it was forgotten on purpose. The motel is grimy, dimly lit, and deeply suspicious. The carpet looks damp. The air smells like old cigarettes and poor decisions. Perfect. What surprises her isn't the location. It's how easy it feels being there with Rowan. They slip into a rhythm without trying, sharing dry humor that doesn't ask for permission. They exist in their own little bubble of banter and strategy and quiet competence. At one point, Sloane catches herself doing something dangerous. She's giggling. Actually giggling. She has to stop and stare at the wall for a second, grounding herself because this is ridiculous. She does not giggle. She does not do spontaneous joy in sketchy motels with serial killers. And yet, she questions herself constantly. Why is she here? Why hasn't she left? And why does the idea of walking away feel disappointing? By day 3, Sloane is onto something. Her instincts are sharp, too sharp. Rowan feels it immediately. He's tense in that tightly controlled way that means he's spiraling internally while looking perfectly calm on the outside. And then she disappears. And 3 hours go by. It's late, too late. Rowan tells himself it's strategy, that she's chasing a lead, that he's annoyed because he doesn't want to lose. But his chest is tight, his jaws clenched, and his thoughts keep circling one uncomfortable truth. He doesn't like not knowing where she is, or who she is with. Back at the motel, the walls are thin, too thin, and he hears movement next door.
Oh no, okay. Go.
Here's her relaxed, unguarded, doing something private and indulgent, and the sound goes straight through him, sharp and immediate, and he has to physically stop himself from going next door. He tells himself to stay put, to keep control, and then he hears something else. A second presence. A sound that doesn't belong. It's subtle, wrong, coming from inside the wall. The realization hits hard and fast. The motel worker has been watching her through a crawl space, listening, enjoying himself, violating her privacy in a way that snaps something vicious inside Rowan.
Ooh, protector.
He doesn't think, he acts. The wall gives way under force, splintering as he breaks through the frame. Chaos erupts. Sloane is startled, furious, already moving because she suspected that something was off too. She goes after the man immediately because this is still a competition. Because the rules still matter. Because even now, she wants to win. Rowan is stunned. Not by the violence, but by her focus. The fact that even after being watched, even after the game breaks into something uglier, she still prioritizes the hunt. He catches up, and when he kills Francis, the motel worker, it's nothing like his usual work. It's messy, brutal, immediate. There's no planning, no restraint, just instinct and fury, and the unmistakable need to protect what he's already claimed in his mind. Watching his girl, even if she hasn't realized it yet, Sloane should walk away. This is sloppy, emotional, everything she doesn't do, and yet she doesn't leave because something about the chaos feels honest. Because for the first time, the rules bent, and instead of breaking everything, they revealed something darker and more dangerous underneath. This wasn't just the game anymore. Time passes quietly at first. Not the dramatic kind, not the kind that announces itself, just days stacking on top of each other, soft and unassuming, until suddenly there's a rhythm where there used to be silence. It starts with messages. Nothing important, nothing dangerous, a comment about the weather, a joke that lands a little too well, a meme sent at exactly the wrong hour that makes her laugh out loud in an empty room. Sometimes a call, short, casual, unremarkable on the surface, just to check in, just to say hello. And every day, Sloane looks forward to it. She doesn't call it that, of course. She tells herself it's routine, familiarity, something to fill the space between hunts and planning and the carefully controlled quiet of her life. But slowly, without her noticing, the messages start doing something else. They light places that have always been dark. There's warmth where there's never been warmth before, ease, the unsettling comfort of being seen without having to explain herself. Rowan doesn't ask questions she can't answer, and he doesn't push, he doesn't pry, he just stays. But she keeps him at arm's length, because what if this is how it always goes? What if closeness is just a prelude to devastation? And what if letting him in means eventually watching everything go up in flames? So she tells herself they're just friends. 9 months go by, and then
9 months?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's a long talking stage.
It's not a talking stage. They're friends.
Oh, okay, friends. But they're gonna fuck, so yeah, talking stage.
9 months go by, and then one day, without fully understanding how she got there, Sloane finds herself standing outside of his restaurant, She has no plan, no script, no exit strategy. She just doesn't even know what she's supposed to say if she sees him. High feels inadequate. Surprise feels reckless. What am I doing here feels closer to the truth, but she walks in anyway. And for a moment, just a moment, it feels almost normal until it doesn't. Because a woman is there, Anna, Rowan's friend.
Who the fuck is Anna?
Or so he says. She's comfortable in the space, familiar in a way that makes something sharp twist inside Sloane's chest. The sight of them together hits harder than she expects. Not jealousy exactly, but humiliation. Vulnerability exposed without consent. This was a mistake. She leaves Boston the same way she arrived, quickly, decisively, without looking back. She disappears before Rowan can fix it, explain it, soften the moment. The embarrassment lingers like a bruise, and she tells herself that she never should have shown up unannounced. That this is what happens when she steps outside of her carefully drawn lines. Rowan, for his part, wishes that she had stayed. When the messages thin out, when the tone shifts, he feels it immediately. Sloane doesn't vanish completely, but she pulls back. Just enough to remind him that she can. So he does something reckless, and he flies to Raleigh. Not to announce himself, not to confront her, just to be close. For 3 days, he watches from a distance, careful, unobtrusive, respectful in his own strange way. He doesn't knock, he doesn't intrude. Instead, groceries appear on her doorstep, bags filled with exactly what she needs, exactly what she didn't know she wanted. And Rowan walks her through on how to cook dinner, step by step, from across the street, from a distance that she doesn't even realize exists. Those 3 days settle into something gentle, intimate, without being physical. They talk more, really talk. And he tells her about his brothers, about loyalty and history, and the complicated ways that love can exist without softness. She listens, and she shares things that she doesn't share about herself, about the absence of family, about Lark, the one person who knows her fully. And she doesn't give everything away, but she gives more than she ever has before. The next game looms, and the rules are the same. The stakes feel higher. Friends or not, Sloane intends to win. She needs to prove something to herself, to him, to part of her that started to soften in ways that she never planned for. Rowan doesn't care if he wins this time. He's already looking forward to seeing her again. Because whatever this has become, friendship, partnership, something dangerously close to affection, it's no longer contained. California looks harmless from the outside. Blue skies, warm nights, ocean air drifting in like nothing bad has ever happened here. It's the kind of place that sells the illusion of safety to, well, you almost forget how much damage can hide behind polished smiles and perfect views. This year's game drops them right into it. Sloane moves first. She slips out of the hotel quietly, efficiently, without waking Rowan. This is her rhythm, controlled, deliberate, unobserved. Dinner with the target feels almost boring, and how easy it was. For Thornton Harris is charming in the way men like him are always. Confident, generous, proud of his own cleverness, he talks too much, he assumes too much, and he's already halfway into her plan before dessert even arrives. And then Rowan shows up. Cuts right in like he belongs there. Sloane feels the irritation immediately, sharp and unwelcome. This was clean, this was hers, and now he's smiling, playing along, unsettling the balance that she worked so carefully to create. But Thornton doesn't mind. In fact, Thornton is delighted. Dinner turns into an invitation, his home for a private meal, something more intimate, and Sloane sees the trap forming in real time. But it's too late to stop it without raising suspicion. Rowan, for his part, is oblivious. He knows Thornton is the target, but not why. And it shows. He eats enthusiastically, compliments the food, drinks the wine, enjoys the hospitality in a way that makes Sloane's skin crawl. She tries to warn him. Small gestures, looks, subtle cues, only for him. But the wine is already doing its work. Thornton drugged it. carefully, intentionally, and Rowan's reaction slow without him noticing. His edges soften, his focus blurs, and Slow clocks it immediately and adjusts. She pretends to drink, pretends to fade, plays drunk because she has to. Course after course that is served by David, the quiet man, Thornton employs, eyes down, movements practiced, tension living just beneath the surface. Rowan doesn't notice anything is wrong. He's too relaxed, too loose, too open, and that's when the worst thing happens. Rowan talks. Not loudly, not dramatically, just honestly, glassy-eyed and unguarded. He tells Sloane that she is the most beautiful woman he has ever seen. Tells her that he hasn't been with anyone since meeting her. And tells her that something about her changed everything for him. And the words hang there, heavy, dangerous, impossible to take back. Then he passes out. The moment snaps shut. And Sloane drops the act. Thornton realizes too late that this is not going the way he planned. Whatever smug certainty he walked into the evening with evaporates fast. Sloane moves with the calm efficiency she's known for. The kill is swift, precise, and personal in the way all of hers are. When Rowan wakes up, the world is wrong, his head is pounding, his stomach is rolling, and then Sloane tells him what he ate. Human flesh.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. Good.
The realization hits hard and fast. His body rejects it violently. Everything comes back up, and it's the first time she's seen him lose control like this. Not fear, but disgust. Sloane is finishing up her kill when Rowan hears Sloane. She tells him why she does this. About Lark. About the man who hurt her. About how the system failed them both. About how Sloane decided in that moment that if the world wouldn't punish monsters, she would. It was justice. It was personal. And it always has been. Lark is her best friend. He remembers fragments of what he said while drugged, remembers telling her the truth without realizing he was doing it. He sees the way she stiffens now, the way she's not ready to face it, so he lies. And he tells her that he doesn't remember anything, and the relief on her face hurts more than the truth ever could. She wins the game, but instead of celebrating, she focuses on David, the quiet man who served the meals, the man trapped in Thornton's orbit. She insists that they help him. Rowan, still reeling, agrees to employ him at the restaurant, a small mercy, a way to balance the scales just a little bit. After the mess is cleaned, after California fades behind them, after everything that should have changed doesn't, Sloane admits something quietly. She never had a work reason for showing up in Boston months ago. She came because she wanted to see him, because he matters, because somewhere along the way, he became her best friend.
Aww.
Rowan takes the hit and says nothing, because this is the hardest part. Every time. The end of the game, the separation, the moment where they go back to their separate lives, pretending this doesn't carve something out of him each time. It never gets easier. It only hurts more. And yet, he can't stop playing. Time keeps moving. The days blur into messages and calls and inside jokes that no one else would understand. They talk about nothing. They talk about everything. Memes turned into commentary. Commentary turns into laughter. And laughter turns into something warmer. Something steadier. And slowly, almost without permission, Rowan becomes part of her life. It's subtle at first, the way she checks her phone without thinking, the way silence feels heavier on the days that she doesn't hear from him. She tells herself it's harmless, she tells herself it's friendship, and she tells herself she's in control. But the truth presses in anyway. The more time they spend talking, laughing, playing their strange, dangerous games together, the harder it becomes for Sloane to imagine a version of her life without him in it. She misses his presence, not just his voice, but the physical certainty of him, the way they move together, the way they exist without masks, monsters together, but honest ones. She knows how she feels. That's the problem. Wanting more means risking everything. What if she's wrong? What if she names it and loses him entirely? What if this thing that warms her so thoroughly burns everything down instead? So she holds it in, and then it's time for the game again. The yearly game. It always is. Only this time, nothing goes according to plan. It happens fast, too fast. One miscalculation, one moment of bad timing, and suddenly Sloane is hurt. Badly enough that there's no pretending otherwise. The sight of her pain breaks something open in Rowan. Fear crashes through him, sharp and uncontained. He doesn't calculate, he doesn't pause. All the careful control he's built fractures under one undeniable truth. He cannot lose her. He will not. Panic drives him forward, every instinct screaming that the game doesn't matter, the rules don't matter, none of it matters if she's gone. And when the danger passes, when the immediate threat is over, the air between them is charged with everything they've been refusing to say. The tension snaps. The kiss isn't gentle. It isn't careful. It's the collision of 4 years of restraint finally giving way. Intense, grounding, inevitable. It's not about desire alone. It's about fear and relief and the desperate need to make sure the other person is real and still here. Rowan understands it then completely. She isn't just someone he wants. She's everywhere, in his thoughts, in his decisions, in the way the world makes sense now. Killing brought them together, yes, but staying connected is what kept them alive. He questions the game out loud for the first time, wonders if it's worth the risk anymore. Sloane doesn't back away. She refuses to give it up. Not because she's reckless, but because she's honest. What they do is dangerous. It always has been. Her arm will heal. The scars will fade. But what they've built together matters too, much too abandoned out of fear. And finally, there's no pretending. They don't just want each other, they choose each other. What follows isn't rushed, it's frantic, intentional, the kind of intimacy that comes from knowing someone fully. The dark parts, the violent parts, the vulnerable parts, and staying away. 4 years of tension collapse into closeness, into certainty. Rowan doesn't just like her. He would destroy the world for her. He would rebuild it if she asked, and if she feels the same, terrifying certainty in her bones. When it's over, when the adrenaline fades and reality settles back in, Rowan takes her to Boston. Not because she needs saving, but because he wants to care for her properly while she heals, to keep her close, to prove quietly that she doesn't have to face recovery alone. For the first time, the game doesn't end with distance. It ends with intention, and that changes everything. Time stops meaning anything once Sloane stays in Boston. Days blur into nights, pain fades, routine settles in, and they fall into a rhythm that feels dangerously close to domestic. Not soft, not normal, but theirs. Healing happens quietly, not just her body, but something deeper, something she didn't realize had been fractured for years. Rowan is busy, always busy. The second restaurant consumes him. Meetings, suppliers, late nights. Sloane watches him move through it all with the same intensity he brings in everything else. Focused, control, capable. And then one day, he drops the surprise like it's nothing. The restaurant's name is Butcher and Blackbird. She stares at him like she's been punched in the chest because this isn't branding. This is devotion, disguised as business. This is him carving her into his life permanently. And that's when it happens. The words slip out before she can stop them. She loves him. It's terrifying how natural it feels, how true, how inevitable. Loving Rowan isn't loud or dramatic. It's solid, anchoring, like gravity finally working in her favor. But life doesn't pause for confessions. The pressure of the restaurant builds, the exhaustion creeps in, and Rowan starts circling the idea he's been avoiding, questioning the game, wondering out loud if it's sustainable, if it's worth the risk anymore. Sloane hears what he doesn't mean to say. The game has always been theirs. The thing that brought them together, that made sense of the chaos. Losing it feels like losing a language only they speak. She doesn't argue, she just feels the loss. Then everything breaks. One night, Rowan stays late at the restaurant, too late. He expects quiet, but instead he finds David is still there. And then the gun comes out. The shock isn't just the weapon, it's the realization that David wasn't what he seemed.
Fuck!
Not broken, not slow, not harmless. He understood far more than anyone gave him credit for, and Rowan barely has time to react. The call to Sloane comes out of nowhere, cold, detached, cruel in its efficiency, and he tells her it's over, tells her to leave Boston, tells her to disappear. It devastates her, but devastation has never made Sloane stupid. The pieces don't fit, the timing is wrong, and Rowan doesn't do impulsive cruelty. He does sacrifice. And then she remembers the camera, the one that she hid in the kitchen long ago out of habit, out of instinct. She pulls up the feed, and there he is. Rowan restrained, David standing over him with a knife, skinning him alive.
Oh!
Sloane doesn't panic. She arrives calm, controlled, deadly. She plays her role beautifully, pretending that she's done with Rowan, and pretending she's ready to run, pretending David won. She flatters him, disarms him, and lets him talk. That's when the truth spills out. David is the South Bay slasher. He befriended Thornton because he knew one day the Orb Weaver would come for them. He wasn't stupid. Thornton was. David was watching, waiting, preparing. He admired Sloane, feared her, and wanted to be ready. He never expected Rowan. Rowan pleads with his eyes, and Sloane ignores him. She tells Rowan that he meant nothing, and that this was always temporary, that she's done, and then, without hesitation, she kills David. Fast, clean, final. Afterward, the anger hits. She's furious with Rowan, furious that he tried to protect her by pushing her away, furious that he thought she'd survive losing him better than losing the truth. He pleads, apologizes, and explains. She doesn't forgive him immediately, but she loves him, and that means that he's stuck with her. The time passes again, but this time it is different. They hunt together. No more games between them, no more separation, just partnership, precision. Two monsters choosing each other openly. And then, during a hunt of all places, Rowan does the most Rowan thing possible.
He proposed to her, huh?
He proposes.
Of course!
No spectacle, no crowd, no soft lighting, just blood on their hands, adrenaline in their veins, and a ring offered like a promise carved out of chaos. Sloane says yes, because this was never about becoming normal. It was about finding someone who understands exactly who you are and loving you anyway. The end. That was a lot, was it not?
That was, but it was good.
Okay.
It was good.
So, all right. All right. Vibe check, first impression.
Honestly, I'm not, like I said, I'm not into the whole like cannibalism stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just throws me off immediately from a book. But this one seems like it seemed really interesting. I don't know, like them, like the fact that like the whole thing is like, you know, finding someone that understands you, you know, not someone that accepts you, not just like not just loves you, but accepts you as well.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
Yeah.
Even with all the murder and stuff.
You said even with all the murder and stuff?
Yeah, it was cute.
Okay. I saw you clickety-clacking it away. Do you have any questions, or do you want... there was stuff that I was like, wait, I forgot to mention this. And then I was like, whatever. I was like, I already made it long.
Honestly, okay, I have a couple questions. Okay, and we're going to start from the beginning.
Yeah, go for it.
At the beginning, who has Sloane? Like, who captured Sloane?
So... this is funny. I'm glad you asked. I'd love to tell you.
Please tell me there's somebody.
So that's part of what I was like, fuck, I didn't elaborate on this. So nobody had her. It was an accident. She locked herself in the fucking cage.
Okay, because I was trying to like, there's a dead man and like.
So basically,
who the fuck has her?
So basically, she was on one of her missions, you know, like one of her kills, and she went and fucking stabbed him in the neck, but he like kicked her. He kicked her into the cage, and then she got locked into the cage, and then he just passed out and died right there.
And she was just there.
Yeah. And it was so funny because he even fucking laughed at her. Because he knew he was going to die, but he was like, yeah, bitch, I got you into that fucking cage. And then he's like, dies. Yeah.
Okay. My next question that kind of goes along with that is like, what's the coincidence that Rowan was there, like went there? Like, how did he go there? Like, what was the background? Like, what's
Because he's
backstory on
also a
that.
serial killer.
Yeah, but like
he
out
also
of
kills
everybody, that guy.
Yeah, they both hunt serial killers.
Yeah, but like, what's the coincidence?
The chances of this happening are crazy. But it's funny because in one of the, I forgot what chapter it was, but there's like a scene where they're like talking. I think it might have actually, you know what? It was when they went to lunch. Because like after he was like, you know how he was like fanboying because he was like, oh my God, I'm meeting the orb weaver. Yeah. Like he has admired her work, and so they end up going to lunch because like, dude, she's still it was so funny, she was still stuck in the cage, right? And he's like, oh my God, I knew it, I knew the orb weaver was a female and blah 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 blah, right? And then he goes, do you want to go to lunch? Like, and she's like, bro, I'm still stuck in this cage, like, and I'm bloody.
She's still in there?
She's still fucking full of blood. And he's just like, oh yeah, I'll let you out. So he lets her out, she like showers and stuff, and then they go eat. And when they're like talking or whatever over lunch, like it's funny because at one point he was like, oh my God, you fucking beat me to it, because one of them had killed somebody that the other one had been hunting them down. The other one had been hunting them down too, but then they like moved, so then he couldn't, or she, I forgot which one of them was gonna, like, they couldn't kill the other because they moved, so they lost their location.
Okay.
So like they have targeted similar, like they both target the same people almost, you know? And so then and then that, like, you know, like obviously they bonded over like that similar like Dexter code where they kill bad people, you know? And so like that's kind of like where Rowan came up with the game, like, oh, like what if we make it a competition type of thing, because they've already like targeted the same people, and obviously like Sloane got to that guy first, and that's why he walked in like, what the fuck, like, damn, she beat me to it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, kind of piggybacking on that, let me ask another question before that. I don't remember if you did mention this or not, but like, how did they get their serial killer names?
She chose the orb weaver because her signature is she plucks out eyeballs. Yeah, she plucks out eyeballs, and then she'll like, it's so interesting because like she like kind of creates it into like art, like, yeah, it's so weird. Like she'll use like the body parts, and like she kind of like draws out a map. Like she's been leaving the FBI clues, and they still haven't been able to put it together. So she's been leaving the FBI clues on how to like find the bodies of each serial killer, of each person that she kills. Yeah. She kind of draws out a map for them and like leaves them clues on like how to find their victims. But they haven't been able to figure it out. So she gave herself the orb weaver. The Boston Butcher, I think that one was given to him because of his kills. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Exactly. But yeah, I don't remember exactly. But I think that one was given to him. Okay. But he had several names. They called him like different names. That's so funny because she was pretending like, oh, I've never heard of you. She was it was so funny because she was like, who are you? And he goes, oh, my name's Rowan. I'm the Boston Butcher. And then she's like, I don't know who that is. But she knew who it was because she's like watched him, his work, you know? And then he was like, oh. And then he starts naming the other ones. And then he goes, I'm surprised you've never heard of me type shit, you know? Yeah. And then he was like, who are you? And then she goes, like, she didn't want to tell him. And he was like, all right, then. He was going to leave her in there, even though he was like, damn, she's hot, you know? But he was going to leave her in there. And then she's like, wait, don't leave me. She's like, my name is Sloane, a.k.a. the orb weaver. And he's like, and then that's when he starts fangirling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so... Again, so they both kill serial killers.
And rapists. And bad guys.
Okay, and they're both serial killers. Mm-hmm. Have they ever been on each other's kill list? Or, like, do they know how to differentiate a serial killer that's killing bad guys? Like, or how does that go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they don't just kill a las mamadas, you know? Yeah. Like, they plan. They do their research on who they're going to kill.
Who they're going to kill.
Yeah, and so, like... obviously, like, the Orb Weaver has, she made a name for herself, and so has the Boston Butcher. And, like, when you look at their track record, like, every kill they've had has been a bad person.
Okay, so they won't target somebody like that. Okay. I didn't know if it was, like, just serial killers in general, or, like,
no,
they have
not
to be bad.
They have to be bad.
Okay. I mean, not that they're not bad already, but
that's their code.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, you mentioned the year gap. Like, what the fuck happened in the year gap? Like, where at the beginning a year goes by.
Yeah. So the
Before
game,
they saw each other again.
The game is yearly, by the way.
Okay.
It's a yearly game. So they plan to see each other for that, like, every year.
Okay, so after that,
it's like an annual game.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense now.
But the first year they didn't really talk that much. They kind of just, like, talked here and there, but it was kind of like, leading up to, like, the first game. And then after that first game, like, during that game is when they kind of connected. And then there was kind of like a moment, because obviously, like, Rowan was, like, hella pissed, first of all, that the motel clerk violated her privacy and was basically jacking off to her, pleasuring herself. And he just was, like, pissed. And, like, it's that Sloane went after him, but then Rowan's like, no, he's mine. And then he fucking, like, dude, and it was bloody. He, like, fucking, like, left out all his frustration on this guy. And, like, Sloane was like, this is messy. This is chaos. And she was like, I should have left, but, like, she didn't, because at the end of the day, she was like, well, he basically, like, killed him for her, you know, like, because of what he did. And then, like, at one point she's like, like, someone did that for me. Yeah. So that's why she kind of stuck around. And then after that, it just kind of, like, set the tone for, like, their friendship. And then after that, they were, like, fucking texting each other and calling each other every day.
Okay, built that trust. Like, that foundation. The game. Let's talk about the game. What were the rules of the game, and how did this start? Like, who like was like, let's lay out these fucking rules of the game? Like, because you mentioned the game, but I'm like, what are the rules? Like,
so it was
what do they have to do?
It was literally as simple as I mentioned it. Here, let me go back. But Rowan came up with the rules. So basically, where is it? All right. So this is the game. Rowan's brother Lachlan. Yeah. He basically draws a name. So he's going to find their target. And so none of them know who their target is. So Lachlan's going to pick a target for them, and then he's going to text both of them a location. That is it. No profile, no target summary, no comfort, and then they basically have to go to this location and figure out who deserves to die, like who's their target, and then whoever is able to identify their target and kill them first is the winner. Oh. And if they can't figure it out in those 7 days, then it's a draw. Oh.
That's crazy. So is Lachlan like a murderer too, or?
So Lachlan,
he's a cop, huh?
No. Oh, damn. He's also a killer, but he's a professional killer. So he actually, the second book is based on him. I read the second book already too. Okay. Oh, okay. You guys want to know the second book? The second book is Lachlan and Lark.
Oh. Oh, that's her best friend.
Yeah. That one's interesting too.
Okay.
So Lachlan basically, just to kind of give you, like, you don't get too much background on him on this one because it's not his story. Yeah. But basically Lachlan works for, like, a very powerful guy who runs a business on professional killers. Like, he basically, like, when people need somebody killed, when somebody needs, like, fucking cleanup, like, hey, I fucking fucked up, I killed somebody, like, come clean it up for me. Mm-hmm. Like, he fucking organizes, like, cleanup. He organizes the killer, like, if you need someone professionally killed. So he's that's I forgot his name, but that's the guy that Lachlan works for. Yeah, so he's a hitman. Yeah, he's basically a hitman. And they have, like, information on so many, like, information is power. So he has a lot of information on different people, and, like, even more so than, like, FBI, like, people that have never even been on the FBI's radar. So, like, he's able to, like, they have, like, access to, like, all these, like, like searches and stuff. And so he basically will go in there, pick a person, like he draws the name, and then he basically like knows like where this person is, and then he'll send it to Rowan and Sloane and be like, this is the look. Like, for example, with them, it was like, I forgot the town's name, but it was like town's name, West Virginia. And so they knew to show up to that town in West Virginia. And then basically, like, it's for sure. It's not like there might somebody be there. No. Like, there's a target. And they have to find them. They just have to find them.
So they don't have no other information.
No other information. And so they have to try and figure out. And obviously, like, they can go around town asking questions. They can do their own research and, like, figure out, like, okay, like, who's been missing in this area? Yeah. Who's been, like, kidnapped or killed or whatever in this area? And then they have to try, basically do the fucking police's job and try and figure out who the person is.
How long do they have? Like, this game?
7 days.
7 days.
They give each other a week. And so, like, if they can't figure it out in 7 days, then that's when it's a draw. Okay. Which it never is a draw because they're both good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You did mention how their moral codes are a little bit different. How?
No, it's similar, but, like, with her, like, she's more controlled. Like, she's more of a planner. She's very... Okay. Precise, and like she does like in-depth like research on who she's killing. And it's like, because for example, you know how she was like, when she was killing Thornton, she kind of like starts revealing that she's like, oh, you remind me of somebody. And basically it kind of like brings her back to when so basically what happened was Lark, her best friend, when they met when they were in college, I think. Mm-hmm. And they went to the same school, and basically Lark had, gotten, molested by one of their teachers or something like that. And it turns out, like, when she did her research on him, like, that there's been, like, several allegations, but, like, nobody ever fucking did shit about it. And they even went to, like, upper, like the school admin and stuff, and they never even did anything about it and stuff. So then that's when Sloane was like, oh, fuck that, like, Lark is my person. And so she went and she fucking killed... she killed the professor. I think it was a professor. She went and killed the professor. And so, like, after that, she was kind of like, you know what? Like, I'm going to protect those who can't protect themselves. So, like, for her, it's like, I'm going to kill, like, she mostly kills, like serial killers, but also she focuses more on like rapists, and like she targets like when she was like, she already had somebody on her table when she was waiting for Rowan to text her. Yeah. Like that guy was like he was some kind of like a what is it called, like he's a somebody that people look up to. What's the word? Like some kind of like a authority figure. Mm-hmm. He was like some kind of authority figure, and he was like messaging teen boys. So like that's who she mostly targets. Oh, okay. And who does he mostly target? And Rowan targets just like pieces of shits. Like he'll target like a drug dealer that sells to kids. Oh, like it's not the same thing, right? Like, like one's molesting them and the other one's like just selling drugs to kids type shit. Yeah. So like for him, he's a little bit more flexible on like who he's killing, and her, she mostly targets, like I said, like rapists and like stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Oh, so you kind of explained. One of my questions was who Lark was. Well, I kind of felt like it was her best friend, right? Mm-hmm. But like, how did they meet, and like what does she play? Like what role
it's her best friend. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And that's who the second book is about. So that's exciting. Okay. When she went to go see Rowan at the restaurant. Uh-huh. Okay. I know you mentioned she went in there, she saw the lady. Who so did Rowan said that was his friend or something?
Yeah. Like which he used the word very loosely because they're not friends.
Okay. And did Rowan, like, when he saw her, did he try to say anything?
Yeah, so basically as soon as Anna showed up and she was like, hey, Rowan, like she tries to be all friendly, right? Yeah. And she knew what she was fucking doing because she's a slut, okay? She's a hoe. And she knew what she was doing.
Like, they were like fucking. Huh? They were like fucking, like, were they in a relationship?
Nope. No? Not ever at any point. Oh. I'll tell you who she is right now. Okay. So he literally, she's like, shows up or whatever. And then he goes, Sloan, this is my friend Anna. And then he goes, Anna, this is Sloan. He makes it clear. Like, he basically knew what he was doing. He was like, this is my friend. Like, basically trying to tell her, like, there's nothing here. Like, this is my friend. But he was using the word very loosely because Anna is actually his younger brother's ex who broke his heart and basically ran him out of the city. So Fionn, his younger brother, he was with Anna for like a long time. They were together like on and off for a while, or not off and on, but like they were together for quite a while, and he was ready to like settle down. Like he thought that she was the one. But then like when he proposed to her, she basically was like, no, it turns out we don't want the same things. And he was so fucking heartbroken that he ends up leaving Boston because he couldn't like even fucking see her. He couldn't be in the same city. So he ends up fucking going to fucking buttfuck Nebraska. And then, and he plays like town doctor over there. But that's where he ends up meeting his love interest. That's the third book.
That's the third book. Oh, so the books are based on the brothers. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Kane brothers.
The Kane brothers.
Because they're Irish.
Oh, they're Irish.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I was listening to the audiobook, so Rowan and Lachlan has the heavier accent because he's the oldest. Yeah. So he held on to his accent. Rowan still has the Irish accent, not as strong as Lachlan. Rowan doesn't have it as strong as Lachlan. And then Fionn barely has a hint of the accent because he was young enough where he obviously still had the Irish accent, but then he was like 13 when they moved to the States. So he kind of he kind of lost it.
Okay, Thornton. Mm-hmm. I know you said like obviously we know David was the one like doing the bad shit. Well, both of them.
Thornton were, yeah.
But what was Thornton mainly like? What was he doing? Like, besides eating people, like, did he hire David to, like, kill his people so he could eat them? Or how did that go?
So, basically, David befriended him. And,
was Thornton already a serial killer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't know that Thornton knew all too well who David was. Because David, remember, he was lobotomized. So, you know what lobotomized is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he was lobotomized, and I think he was really playing into that. Like, he was kind of like, so people thought that he wasn't all there. Yeah. Because remember when they killed Thornton, David's acting like nothing fucking happening. Like, he's just it was so funny. He was actually like in the so when Rowan's like, waking up from his fucking coma, like his drug coma, and he's like, what the fuck happened? And then at one point, like, she goes, oh, David's in the kitchen and he's eating. And she's like, what is he eating? And he goes, links. And then like sausage links. Yeah. And then he goes, that's not bad. Like, people eat sausage links. She's like, they're raw. He was eating raw sausage links. So like, yeah. But he was also a cannibal. Because he was skinning Rowan and eating, like he was trying to eat the skin.
Ew. Ew. So he just likes raw.
Yeah.
People. That's disgusting.
Yeah. And so when Sloan was killing Thornton, she fucking was like, dude, what part of the body was Rowan eating? And so then he was eating fucking something. Was it Trump roast? I don't know what the fuck he said, but she's like, you ate ass. So he literally ate ass. And then he goes, bleh! He just starts throwing that shit up, bro. Yeah. So he literally ate ass.
Oh my God.
And oh my God, remember when the trigger warnings when I was talking about the ice cream?
Yeah.
So basically when he was eating the ice cream that he thoroughly enjoyed, when they looked at the fucking ingredients, it was fucking semen in the ice cream.
No.
Yeah. And that like ruined ice cream for Rowan. He was like, mm-mm.
Never in my life will I eat ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I tell you one thing, they had some killer chemistry.
Shut the fuck up. I still have questions though.
Oh, keep going.
What was a mistake that she did in that last yearly game that she got hurt? Like what did she miss?
Calculate?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot. I don't think it was that big of a deal though.
Oh,
But
okay.
basically, like, she went in for like the attack or something, and I think he was just bigger than her, and he like pushed her, or kicked her or something. I don't know. I think he kicked her because she ended up having a fucking footprint on her face. Like, le quedó marcada. He kicked her hard. Le quedó marcado en la cara. Because I think I don't know, it was like some kind of miscalculation, but he went in for her faster than she could react, and he kicked her in the fucking face, and she like landed back and like dislocated her whole arm. Yeah.
Ay, pobrecita. Hey, does Sloan have a job?
Yeah, so basically, she works for like a medical company, and she does like presentations, and I think she does like sales because she kind of travels for work too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then Rowan's a chef.
Yeah, that's what I got the rest from. What did David tell Rowan? Like, you know, when he like was like, "Kacha, shawty, I'm bad," you know, like I'm not that stupid. What did he tell him before he called Sloan and was like, "Get the fuck out, like I don't want you, I don't like you," or whatever.
Oh,
like what did he tell him?
I don't remember, but Rowan was like, "What the fuck, bro? Like that was like plot twist." Like he was like, "We thought you were fucking stupid," because you know how he was lobotomized. But basically, he kind of revealed that, like, so David kind of revealed that he had already known who the Orb Weaver was, and he knew that, like, she targeted, like, killers, you know, like serial killers and stuff like that. So that's when he befriended Thornton, and I don't know exactly what his plan was, but I think he was kind of like befriending Thornton because he knew that she was going to come for them at some point. And so it was kind of more like to defend themselves from her, but
Two was better than one
type of thing. But also but there was a plot twist there because he never saw her, I guess, like what's the word that I can use, like her, like how generous she could be. Like, he never expected that she would basically be like, "Oh, I feel so bad for him," and then she convinced Rowan to give him a job, and she was like, "Dude, like, give him a job, like, give him something to do, like, we can't just leave him here." And so like David never expected that, like, for her to like kind of have be kind, like have that soft spot. And so then he basically like was really attracted to her, and like he was like enamored by her. And so, like, I don't know exactly what his fucking plan was, but basically he wanted to take Sloan and, like, run away with her. Like, and he was trying to get rid of Rowan.
Okay.
And that's why Sloan kind of played along with it. Like, like to Rowan, where she was like, "Oh, like, yeah, you're nothing, whatever, bye." Like, she was, I need to stop fucking with my fucking face.
Okay, so this goes to the other one. How much skin was skinned from Rowan?
Not a lot, because oh my god, I'm bleeding. Sloan got there just in time, where basically he had only skinned some of his arm. And yeah, so it wasn't too much. And they were able to kind of get like skin grafting, or what is it called? Cuando te ponen, you know what skin grafting is? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then he basically got a tattoo over it. So he was able to cover it up. But it wasn't too much, but it was like, and it was kind of like a chunk of his arm. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm bleeding.
Oh, that was a cute proposal.
Oh my god, you want to know something more about it? What? Oh my god, I won't stop bleeding. Dude, is it hella noticeable?
I mean, it's like on the bottom of your chin, so you can't see it too much.
He fucking, you know what he does when he proposes to her? The box of the ring or whatever was inside of an eyeball socket. Cause you know how she like plucks the eyeballs out? So I don't know how he fucking got it in there, but cause he was like, "Oh, you gouged it out." And that was kind of one of their insiders, because she's like, "I don't gouge, I pluck." Like, she's like, "I do clean work." And he was like, "No, it looks kind of gougey to me." And so she goes in there, and then she finds she was like, "What the fuck?" And she finds like a note, and it was like, I don't know, it was kind of like his proposal. And then she like, they fucking pull out the ring or whatever. And then she's like, "Did you just fucking propose to me with the fucking like ring in the eye socket or whatever?" And then he was like, "Oh fuck, did I fuck this up?" Like, he thought he like,
oh, that he knew her. Like
he was like, "Damn, I thought I knew you." Like, and then she was like, "Oh my god, yes, I'll marry you." Like, she was so like,
Damn, that's nasty.
Yeah, hella nasty, but
Those are, I think, are all my questions, girl. Damn,
you had some good questions.
That was interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that all the people they killed were deserving of being killed?
As far as I could tell, yes.
Okay.
Now, are we gonna go into like? I feel like that's a deeper question, though, right? Because like, do you think that people deserve, like, is it a give and get type of situation? Like, do you think like people deserve what they dish out?
Yeah.
So, I don't know that I could be a fucking like vigilante type person, because like at the end of the day, like I still think killing people is wrong.
Yeah.
Now, do I fucking support, like, am I gonna clap for, absolutely will clap for them to go and kill people who fucking deserve it, because like, why the fuck are you like, doing all this bad shit? Why are you like trying to go after little kids and women and like doing all this bad shit? Like, they're terrible humans, but I myself am not gonna fucking, unless I'm in a position where it's like kill or be killed, like I have to defend myself, but like I still think killing is wrong, and that's like, I also, and this is just my own personal belief, is that like I'm not God, and I'm not going to determine whether or not someone else deserves to live. That's not my choice. So I'm not going to make the decision. I'm not going to make that decision. So at the end of the day, do I think killing is wrong? Yes. But I still think the people, like deserve it. I'm just not going to dish it out.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if there was like some people there you were like, oh, maybe should have they been killed or not? Like, you get me?
I think like, it's different, right? Because like, for example, like if someone is selling drugs to little kids, that's hella bad. But like, do they deserve death? Like, do they deserve death? Because like, what if like his drugs have never actually killed any little kids? Like they're just fucking smoking weed or something. Like we don't know what kind of drugs. But at the end of the day, like obviously I think it's different if like someone dies because he fucking sold drugs to them. But but did that guy deserve death? I don't know. It's questionable. Like, who am I? I'm not the one gonna stand before God.
Rowan said yes.
Yeah, but Rowan said yeah. So I don't know. I think it just, I think that's a question that everybody should ask themselves. It's like a morality question. Yeah. Like, do you think? But anyways, after reading it, like, this was a good book for, like, I really enjoyed this book.
It seemed like you did, even with the summary. Yeah, it seemed like you really enjoyed the book.
I literally LOL'd while reading this book. Oh. Like like when you just like, oh, that shit was kind of funny, but you don't actually laugh. No, I literally looked like a crazy person because I'm reading my book and then I literally was like, and I was just like laughing out loud because that shit was funny. Oh. Hold on, I'm gonna read you some like. I saved a spot because I want to read you a part.
Let me see.
All right, so here's one of the parts that I kind of wanted to read to you because I was like, oh. So this is when he's like drunk and doesn't really like, like no, like he's just fucking talking out of his ass. Yeah. So basically, look, this is what it says. Where is it? Okay. Thornton's restraint buckles as the approaching trolley squeaks in the hallway, a beaming, ravenous grin claiming his features as his refined mask peels away. But Rowan doesn't notice. He just smiles at me, swaying slightly in his chair, a glassy sheen coating his half-lidded eyes. "You look so pretty, Blackbird," he says as David enters the room with 3 covered dishes on the trolley. Blush flames in my cheeks. "Thank you." "You always look pretty. When you came to the restaurant," I said. Rowan hiccups twice, then drowns the next one with a gulp of wine. I said, "Sloane is the most beautiful girl in the world." And then my brother called me a fucking idiot because I could have all the pussy I wanted in Boston, but instead I've taken a vow of abstinence. Abstinence. Abstinence over a girl who doesn't want me. Yeah. And she goes, I'm pretty sure the blush has set fire to my skin, and the source of the flame is my incinerated heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was cute.
I thought it was cute, but I thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah, it is.
So he basically was abstinent for 4 years. He didn't fuck with anybody and like after he met her.
Damn.
And she didn't either.
He knew.
Yeah. And then there was another part. There was another part. And it says, she goes, oh my God, Rowan, it was really gross. Because he was like, oh my God, Rowan, it was really gross. You stuffed it in and you couldn't get enough. I retch. You passed out while chewing and I had to scrape it off your tongue so you wouldn't choke. And she goes, I glare at her through watery eyes before vomiting again, though thankfully there's not much left to get rid of. Did you know it was a rump roast? I tortured Thorsten until Thorsten. Oh, his name was Thorsten. I'm over here calling him Thornton. Thorsten until he told me I had to dig human ass out of your mouth. At least you didn't fucking swallow it, Sloan. Why the fuck didn't you stop me? And she goes, I tried, but you just went for it. Don't you remember? And then that's when he remembers like everything. But then he pretends like he didn't because like of his confession. Like she hella looked uncomfortable. Like she didn't want him to remember. But dude, there was parts where I was literally fucking laughing out loud because of how fucking funny they were.
I can't.
Like their banter was chef's kiss. Like I love a book like with good banter. Oh, Butcher and Blackbird. I think that was another one. I don't know if you were gonna ask this because who the fuck is Butcher and Blackbird?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna say, but who? What?
So Butcher, remember he's the Boston Butcher, so he goes by Butcher, but he calls her Blackbird.
Oh, he calls her Blackbird
because she like. I think she like primarily dresses in all black, but like she has like dark raven hair, I think. Oh, okay. So he calls her Raven, or Black Raven, or I don't know, but he calls her Blackbird or something like that. And like that, because that was one of her nicknames. But he was like, well, why did you choose the Orb Weaver instead of like Blackbird or something? And then she goes, because Orb Weaver is for them and Blackbird's for me type of shit. Like she doesn't want, like she kind of wanted to have that separation. Yeah. But that's where Butcher and Blackbird is from. It's kind of like just them. It's their nicknames, basically.
That's what I thought, because I could piece this one out. Butcher, because him. Mm-hmm. But I was like, Blackbird probably like it has to be like a little nickname.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's jump into, well, we're already in the fucking review.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, another thing that I thought was really cute was basically they had this thing, like part of their banter was like she'll be like, you're the worst, like when they're like talking and stuff, and then she goes, oh my God, I hate you. And then his thing was like, you'll love me someday. Like that's what he would tell her, because she'd be like, ugh, I hate you, and he'll be like, you'll love me someday. Or he'll be like, oh, but you think I'm pretty. Because she called him Pretty Boy. That was one of his nicknames was Pretty Boy. And it's funny because at the end of not funny, but what I thought was cute was that at the end of the book, she goes like, oh my God, like I hate you or something like that. And then he goes, you'll love me one day. And then she's like, yeah. She's like, I think I do. And then he goes, I told you. Aww. Or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cute. Okay, let's see, what else did I have over here? Oh my God, the fucking meet cute was one of my fucking favorite meet cutes ever, because like you said, like what are the fucking odds that they literally meet when she's like trapped in a fucking cage after fucking trying to kill this guy, or she did kill this guy, and he just walks in like it's his fucking house. Like
exactly, that's why I was like, what are the chances?
Dude, I was absolutely, as soon as like, because that's the first thing you read in the book, and I was like hooked. As soon as I read that, I was hooked. I was like, that was so fucking funny to me. Like, I don't know. And then like you get to see their banter like right away. Like,
oh, that's good.
Anyways, I do have some questions for you though. What did you expect going in, which we kind of covered already, versus what did you actually get?
I definitely expected. I don't know. I was expecting the serial killer thing, right? The serial killers in love and stuff like that. But I think it was much cuter than I thought it was gonna be. Like, it seemed like more. It definitely. I didn't expect the rom-com part, and
Like you didn't look at this and be like, oh, this is gonna be a rom-com.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
And
Like you thought it was just gonna be dark romance.
Yeah, dark romance. So like, I don't know. I thought it was so cute, and even like in the summary, like the banter is very much like highlighted, and I really like that. So I went into it like, oh, it's gonna be a dark romance. You get me? And it was like a dark romance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it was even though there was a lot of killing, a lot of blood, and there was cannibalism, it still was.
It was lighter than you expected.
Yeah, it was a cute love story.
I mean, it was still heavy, but lighter.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Okay. Now, do you think that the book crosses any lines? Like, does the darkness take away from the romance?
Oh, no. I don't think so.
You don't think there was any lines crossed?
No, I don't think so. Well, based on the summary.
Yeah.
I would say I didn't read the book. But based on the summary, I don't think, like... I think it tells, like, a cute little love story, and then there's just, like, you know, the murder. But I don't think it, like it casts, like, a... ¿Cómo te digo? I don't think it, like, the whole attention is just to the bad. You get me? Like, the murder and the blood and stuff like that. I feel like the love story really, like, played it was like the biggest thing in the whole.
I think so too. Honestly, I don't feel like the darkness and like the killing and the goriness. Like, I don't think it takes away from their love story because it's like, you know, they mutually bonded over this initially. Like, that's kind of what brought them together. It's part of their foundation. And I think because they have like similar codes, like, I think, you know, it's, you know, their values align. And I think like when your values align, it builds a strong foundation for, you know, your relationship. And even though they're fucking killing people, it's like...
Their values align, though.
Their values align. Like, yeah, it's not fucking normal. It's not your standard romance. But, like, at the end of the day, like, they both believe in getting rid of trash.
Yeah.
And
they both found somebody that would accept them for who they are.
Yeah. You know, and they found somebody who will absolutely help them hide a body.
There we go. They're not just talking, they're walking the walk, you know? So, yeah, I definitely think, like, this will, like, even, like, take away the comedy part of it, you know, like, just the romance, and even though it's, like, a lot of stuff, like, I definitely think that the love story is still very much highlighted in the story. Like, for example, I'll say one that the love story is, like, where's a love story? There's a lot of bad shit in here. It was what which one? Haunting
Adeline?
Yes, that it's supposed to be a dark romance, right?
Yeah,
but it's
and you're like, where's the love story?
Where's the romance? Because this is a lot of bad shit. That one I do feel like the bad, like, that's a good example of like all that overpowering the love story. So.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. Now, is the book funny because it's dark, or is it dark because it's funny?
Oh, that's a good question. Is the book funny because it's dark, or is it dark because it's funny?
Yeah.
I think it's dark because it's funny. It's making, like, they're doing a whole bunch of bad shit. You get me? They're doing bad shit, but like it's funny. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I'll go with that. It's dark because...
Wait, I think you flipped it. I think you had said it was funny because it's dark.
Is it?
I don't remember.
But yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just like the overlap. Because
funny.
it's dark, but also, like, funny at the fucking same time.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's like, you know, like, every moment is what you make of it. And so I feel like when there's that shit happening, but like you still find like a reason to fucking like make light of something, like I feel like those are sometimes the best moments. Yeah, that's true. Like I think, and also like when you're in like fucking some fucked up situations, I feel like those are the times where like I honestly would really pay attention to like who is around me, who's on my side, who is not fucking freaking out, and they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna go snitch on the, I'm gonna go tell the cops. Like I'm fucking you over. Like I feel like when times get tough, I feel like that's when you really find like who the fuck is really down for you.
That's true.
Type of thing. I don't know. But I can't really tell you if it's funny because it's dark or if it's dark because it's funny. But I just love the overlap.
It was a good balance.
Yeah, I really did think so.
And that's coming from somebody that I'm not a big fan of too dark,
Yeah, that's true. Now, do you think that this book would work without the romance? I honestly feel like it could. Like, I feel like people could... I feel like this could have...
Like definitely, just a friendship?
Yeah, I think it definitely could have been a friendship.
I think so, too. I think they could have done a friendship for the thing. And then in the next book, maybe, like... the second book. And
okay, but, like, do you think that it could work without any romance?
I think it could work without any romance. I think so.
I think it's about also kind of like... Oh, that's another trope, right? Like, kind of like... found family, right? Because like you kind of find a place, and it honestly, when you put all three books together, it really is, I feel like the trilogy as a whole really is a trope of found family, because you have like you have obviously like Rowan and Sloane, who are serial killers. Then you have Lachlan, who he is a professional killer, and so like to him, like,
and what is Lark?
I don't want to give it away too much, but she's also a killer.
Oh, okay,
She's also a killer, even though she hides it from everybody. So not everybody knows that. She doesn't, like, not even Sloane knows that she's a killer. Like, she is also like a vigilante where she kills people who deserve to be killed. Oh. But she hides it because like she's like the ray of sunshine. She's like the sunshine friend who's always like positive.
You gotta be scared of those.
Yeah, she's the sunshine friend, like, because the second one is very much a grump and a sunshine trope. Yeah. She's the sunshine. She's always positive and like, but that girl has a fucking, like, she got fucking vendetta. Like, if you like mess with her, like, she will get revenge tenfold. Like, she does not, like, you don't fuck with Lark.
That's what I thought because of the sunshine thing. I feel like she's vicious.
Like her ex,
I feel like she's vicious.
Like she found out that her ex-boyfriend was cheating on her with like a mutual friend or something like that. And not only that, but like she ends up finding out that he was trying to talk to minors over like social media or something like that. So then she was like, like you gotta go. So she basically like, and this is like one of the fucking opening chapters, so I'm not really ruining much. Yeah. But she fucking like ends up going after this man, and like she fucking like basically like covers him in glitter, and then she like straps him to fireworks, and he literally like she watches him blow up. Yeah.
She a little crazy.
Yeah, just a little bit. But like, I don't know. They just kind of work. And then like the last book, it's like, she's also like, she's not really a killer, but she wants to be because she's always kind of helped that process. Yeah. Like, it's weird the way like she tries to help free women from like domestic abusive situations. Yeah. And so like at one point she was always like, hey, like, basically like, do you want to get free type shit? And then she would pass along the information to somebody who would take care of the problem. But then like it got to the point where she's like, man, like I want to do something about it. So she actually tries to like go after people. I think she does end up killing a couple people, but like, so she kind of, like goes through the motions of like, she's also killing people like for good reasons, quote unquote.
What about the other brother?
And Fionn, now he's not a killer technically. I mean, if you make a kill, you're technically a killer, but he's not a serial killer. Fionn actually ended up I don't want to give this away though, so I'll keep that one to myself. But Fiona is a doctor.
Boo.
He's a doctor. So if any of them actually ever need like medical help, like
Yeah.
he helps them and stuff. But like to him, like murder is like not like he's not like, oh my god, you murdered somebody. Like he's not like surprised, like because obviously he knows who his brothers are. Like he knows what they do, type shit. Like él tampoco no se hace, you know. But when he meets Rose, his love interest or whatever, he is kind of surprised, like what the fuck, you killed somebody, you know, type shit. But like at the same time, like he doesn't like judge her for it.
Okay.
Type thing. But anyways, I said as a whole, the trilogy is definitely like found family, because they all become like, you know, a close knit like family ultimately, and like they, you know, like all accept each other for who they are, and it's like they all kind of like have that like like they all live by this like value of like getting rid of people who deserve to get rid of.
Have you finished the third book already?
Yeah.
You finished the...
I read all three. I did not just say that. But no, yes, I read all three. And then I've stopped myself from reading the spin-off series because like I said, there's only one fucking book out, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to wait for the second one.
Having to fucking wait for another book in the series is torture.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going to hold off on reading the spin-off series.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do that to myself. I will intentionally hold off until they have, if not all books, at least like 2 or 3. So I can give myself a little...
You have what is it?
Restraint.
Yeah. Willpower.
Okay. Now, I did kind of give you a little bit of like a sneak peek, but I told you that it's interesting because the epilogue is from a point of view of a different person who is not the main characters, right? The epilogue, it's interesting because the epilogue is from the point of view
of one of the murder victims
of a serial killer called the Phantom, who's stalking the Kane family because he wants revenge for them killing his brother.
Ooh, so he's gonna come into play
in the second book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he comes into play in the second book because he's basically like trying to get revenge for, obviously they killed his brother. So in his eyes, he was like an eye for an eye. So because they killed his brother, I think it was Rowan or Sloan that killed his brother. So he starts targeting Lachlan and Lark. Yeah. So it kind of turns, and you kind of see him a little bit. You see him a couple more times in the second book, like his point of view.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn. So I thought that was interesting because I was like, what the fuck? You went the whole book, it was just like them two, and then like epilogue, somebody else, and you're like, what the fuck?
That's a good, like the author did good on that because it built interest on the second book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then I was like, hold on. And then but anyway, I really loved, like, I've noticed that I'm starting to realize that dark rom-com is like going to be one of my favorite like niche genres. Because it's like, I love the dark, but I also love the fucking funny parts. Like I love good banter. I will stick to that. Anyways, spice rating. I give this a 4 because the spice was a little spicy. It wasn't the spiciest, but it was spicy. You know, it was good spice too. Ooh. I really liked how it was written. Also, can you guess which one had the genital piercings?
Sloan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems like.
Yeah, and she had 2. She had 2 down there. One? They have names, but like if I told you the names, you probably wouldn't even know. Like she has like.
There's the one that's on the clip.
She has her labia lips. So
the labia?
Labia lips. Her lips basically are pierced, so it's kind of like adorned.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the other one I think is like down by the coochie hole, like the actual hole. Damn. It's not the clit. It's like down there by the
I clenched a little bit. I was like, ow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think like that one, she had said she got it that was like her second piercing, I think. She got it when she was like 20 or something like that because she just wanted to help feel better orgasms or something like that. I don't know. And then the the labia or whatever. She got that one because she felt like it was just cute. Like it was like her armor type of thing.
Yeah.
And then she also has her belly button pierced. And then she ended up getting her nipples pierced after she met. It was so funny because Rowan clocked that shit. Because like the first time they met, remember how she didn't have a bra on?
Yeah.
Because she showered and she like had to change and she didn't have a bra to change into, so she just fucking free tittied it, you know?
Yeah.
And so he could tell, he was like watching her fucking breasts. Obviously, he's still a guy.
Yeah.
And then like later on, she ends up like, I think when she gets hurt, I think it's when she gets hurt and he's helping her like out of her clothes and stuff because she's gonna like bathe. And then he was like, hold on. He was like, you had to have gotten those sometime after because when I first met you, like you didn't have those nipple piercings. Like
damn,
he hella clocked it. And then she's like, oh, do you see something interesting? No, but they're fucking, I love their banter. Anyways.
What did he say when he found out her piercings down below?
Oh, girl, it was because they kind of like had a moment when he was helping her like bathe and stuff. And he was trying so hard to be a gentleman because he was like, you know, like she's hurt, like let me just help her. And then at one point, like, you know, they really got caught up in the moment. And then she like grabbed his hand and she started kind of like bringing it down because she was in the bathtub. And then she brought it down and she just kind of like, oh, sorry, my bad. She kind of like let go and then she's like, I'm going to wait to see if he makes the next move. Which he does, obviously. And then he was like, get the fuck out of the bathtub. And that's when they have their first.
Like their first.
Yeah,
sexual...
and it was their first like sexual like, you know, having sex.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because they were at Fion's house in Nebraska because like...
In Nebraska?
Yeah, he took her to Nebraska because she was like, oh, my brother's a doctor. Like, he's going to, you know, take a look at you and stuff. Because obviously they didn't want to go to the hospital because then that, you know, gets more attention on... That brings more attention on them. And so they're in Nebraska in like Fion's home. And dude, they start fucking so fucking loud that the next morning she basically, dude, she was so embarrassed because she was like, I'm sorry. So Rose was staying with Fionn. And she goes, I didn't hear anything. And she was I love Rose, dude. She was fucking hilarious. And she's like, Fiona over there might have heard something. And like, but also because like there was already tension building between Fiona and Rose, and like Fiona hella wanted to fuck, you know? And so like hearing them and Fiona was pissed because he was like, y'all were fucking loud as shit. Like
oh damn.
Dude, I was just like, damn, that shit is funny, but I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, Spice was 4. And my overall rating, I gave this a 4.5. This is my highest rated book as of yet on this podcast. 4.5. I didn't give it a full 5 because I did not have like full on book hangover after. Yeah. I feel like something deserves a 5 when I have full-on book hangover. Yeah. I did not have a full-on book hangover, but it just, like, I loved it. It had the banter, it had the spice, it had the plot. Like, I think it just had it was a good balance of all of it mixed together. And I thought it was a very enjoyable experience.
Oh, okay.
So I gave it a 4 out of 5. But final thoughts, because this is a very, like, popular book.
Yeah.
Like, do I think it, like, you know...
Is it worth the hype?
Is it worth the hype? I think so. Like, I absolutely think it's worth the hype. Would I recommend it? 100%, only if I know your triggers. Like, I have to know context here. Like, I'm not going to just fucking be like, yeah, you should read this. Yeah. You know, I think I have to know the person if I'm going to recommend it. I think mostly because of, like, certain things like cannibalism. Like, I know that's a ick for a lot of people. But yeah, I would recommend it. Like I said, I literally laughed out loud reading this. Like, I was laughing, not just like a few times. Like, I literally laughed out loud. But based off of everything, Edith, would you read this?
I think 100% yes. Even though it has a cannibal, I think the story itself, I feel like it's worth the read. kind of past that, maybe, or try.
Yeah, honestly, I think you could get past it.
It's only without instance of cannibalism when they get to Thornton and David, right?
Yeah, but
or
then
is it a lot before too?
No, just that one
Just
part,
that instant?
and then again when David skins Rowan at the end.
Then,
that's it.
But that's it. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, no, that's it.
Okay, I think I would read it.
Yeah. But they kind of like throughout the book, they'll kind of joke about it. Because like sometimes like, okay, once they actually started like dating, like they kind of joke about it, you know? And so it like, he'll be like, oh, like I need you to taste, or he's like, do you want dessert or something? And she's like, yeah, I'm thinking ice cream. Because she's like hinting at the fucking ice cream. And then he'll be like, shut up. Like, you know, like they kind of joke about it. Throughout the book and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But no, like the cannibalism is only like to those parts.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
But anyways, let's move on to hot takes and heartaches.
Let's go. All right, guys, let's start. Hot takes and heartaches. Let's see what the people got to say about this. You gave it a 4.5, right, Angel? Based on Goodreads, they gave it a 4.01. Out of, holy shit, that's a lot of ratings. 620,330 ratings. So a lot of people have read the shit.
So I think that's, if you got a 4, I think that's solid.
That's really good. That's really good. Let's see. So let's start with the 1 stars. Okay.
And also, guys, like when we read the good reviews, like we're not reading them word for word. We're kind of like summing it. Some people, like if you guys ever go on Goodreads,
do a whole summary, like what Angel just said, but like in a review.
In a review. So we're kind of summarizing it for you, just so that you get like the fucking meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. All right, 1 star review. I don't understand how people are calling this a romance. These are serial killers. I felt uncomfortable the entire time and not in a fun way. That's literally how I thought they were saying it.
I just think, like, if you're uncomfortable with dark romance, then don't read dark romance. For me,
it's like you pick up this book and me as a just looking at the cover, it has axes and saws and people kissing. There's gonna be murder. What does she think? It was butterflies and unicorns in there?
I have no idea.
Or he or she thing? I'm just like, oh, first of all, you did that to yourself.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm saying. Somebody else said, the humor ruined it for me. Murder isn't funny, and this book kept trying to make it cute.
Get the fuck out of here. Nah. That's the fucking soft ass bitch.
That's somebody I know is like low key miserable. Like the humor ruined it for me. Like it's a book. It's called fiction.
Yeah. Get over fiction. It. Like
it's not a documentary or something.
Yeah, it's different when you're watching a fucking documentary. Like, yeah, if they're fucking laughing or cracking jokes, like that's different.
Yes, it's fiction. I kept waiting for... I'm over here being hella judgmental to whoever wrote these reviews, trying to defend this book.
You haven't even read it?
I know, not me defending it. Somebody else said, I kept waiting for this to feel romantic, and it never did. I was more disturbed than entertained. I didn't read it. What do you think? Like, or where is the person coming from? Like, how can you try to see it through their...
No, I mean, I get it. Like, if you're... I think that, like, not every romance is made the same, you know? Like, like some people, like everybody's romance looks different. And I think that that person just has like a very, like romance is put into a box of this is what it fucking looks like. And it's probably like some fucking Bridgerton shit, like of, you know... Or like, I don't know. There's just, I think romance comes in so many ways. And sometimes like it might not be what you want, but like that's romance to them. And that's what, you know, like that's how their love came about.
Romance is an umbrella. There's so
much it's such a spectrum. Like it's just, it's so different for everybody. I don't know.
I feel like if this person said this about this book, please do not read Haunting at...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, all these people, like, it's just like... Well, except for the humor one, but like, wow. And it, for me, I just don't understand it. You get me? Because it's like, you see the for me, it's like you see the book's cover, and I feel like the book's cover tells you a lot about the book itself.
Yeah.
Like in this instance, like judging the book by its cover, like it does tell you quite a bit on the cover
sometimes
itself.
like, have you seen the books where they look all fucking cute and stuff, and then you're like, whoa.
Exactly. And I don't think they're very I don't know, what you see is what you get.
Yeah. Or even like Haunting Adeline. I feel like just listen to the title.
Yes.
Like Haunting Adeline. And then the fucking cover has like a skull on it. Yeah. It's dark.
Like, I wouldn't go in there reading and being like, oh, it's going to be about like a fun, cute No.
Like, maybe if you looked at like fucking the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, you would be like, oh, that's going to be like cute small town. Like, I could tell you right off the bat.
But like, y'all need to reevaluate what you're reading. Anyways, 3-star reviews. The ones that were like, it was a read. This was entertaining but weird. I laughed and then immediately questioned myself. I can honestly see myself doing this though.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I did.
Should I have laughed?
I do understand that one because you're like, when you really think about it, like, this is messed up.
Like, this is fucked up. Okay. Somebody else said, I liked the banter and the characters, but the premise was doing a lot. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. What do you think?
The premise was doing a lot. No, it was so Rowan and Sloane. I feel like it was very much them. Like, that's part of their chaoticness, you know? Like, yeah, like Sloane is very like clean, precise and all this stuff, but just like them coming together. And I feel like, love isn't clean cut, it's messy. Mm-hmm. And, especially when it just kind of, I think love, makes you do crazy, stupid things. And it's just, I don't know. I think it was very much them. Like, I don't think the premise was doing too much. And honestly, again, like the killing and the game, like that was them. That was the foundation of their friendship and ultimately their relationship. Yeah.
That makes, somebody said, fun, fast-paced, but I don't think I'll reread it. It was a one-time experience.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I can see why people like, because keep in mind, when people rate from 1 to 5 stars, everybody low-key has their own rating.
Yeah.
You get me? 100%. It's not like they're all following the same rating.
Yeah.
So, like, even though, like, this 3-star might have really liked this book, but maybe a reread is what would take it to a 4 or 5 star. Yeah. But because he decided not to reread it, it's a 3-star.
Yeah, I see it that way.
Which, for me, I like that. For me, I feel like a reread is probably a 5-star.
Yeah, but 100%.
A 4-star doesn't have to be a reread for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I get what you're saying.
Okay. Now let's go to the people that loved it.
Okay.
We're saying 5 stars. Like, this was my favorite book. Okay. Why was this funny, romantic, and somehow wholesome? I shouldn't have loved this as much as I did.
Yeah. Well, I think Rowan was just like, he was giving like golden retriever sometimes. Like, he was just, you could tell that that man was like, he fell hard.
Oh no. And even like the way that the ending, like, I don't know, it did seem wholesome. Like the way he like proposed to her in a way that it was them. Yeah. Like, it was for her. Yeah.
Like there was no cute. Fucking audience. Like, they weren't doing it for the fucking like views on Instagram. Like, they were doing it
for her.
Yeah. Like, it was only their way and the only way they would understand.
Like, yeah, exactly. This book, somebody said, this book knew exactly what it was. Sorry, I read that wrong. This book knew exactly what it was and fully committed. The banter was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Dark, twisted, and weirdly sweet. If you get it, you get it. That's true. But yeah, that was like that was. I think if I read it, I think I'd probably give it the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like
even though the cannibalism.
Yes. That's probably why I wouldn't give it
a full 5.
I'm like, oh, about the cannibalism, but yeah. So after all this, like knowing the reviews of everybody and kind of like comparing it to yours, right? And I don't know. I feel like a lot of like there was a couple of the reviews that were like, oh, this was kind of weird and stuff like that. If a book makes you like like uncomfortable, is that like a deal breaker to you?
No,
I feel like part of the appeal.
No, it's a part of the appeal, 100%. I feel like, at the end of the day, right, I feel like books are someone's form of art, and I feel like art is meant to make us feel uncomfortable. Like, art is not meant to make us feel cozy. I mean, it can, but I feel like that's how everybody expresses themselves differently, and I feel like it's more impactful when it does make you feel uncomfortable. Because I feel like if you just like stay with something within your own comfort zone, like, do you ever really grow? Do you ever really see anything differently? And I think when somebody writes, like an author writes a book, that's their form of expression in their art. And like, yeah, sometimes they're eating assholes and shit, but like at the end of the day, like that's how they wanted to express themselves. And I feel like, I think when the book makes you feel uncomfortable, you're kind of like, damn, should I be reading this? And like, you're almost kind of like, it questions everything, because I don't feel like the world is black and white, you know?
But okay, so in this particular, because it was a rom-com, did humor play a part in this, where it made it like, for that uncomfortableness, like did it make it easier to digest because of that humor? Like, if it didn't have that humor, would it still make the same impact?
I think the humor did make it easier to digest, because it like kind of lightened things up a little bit. Would I still read it without the humor? 100%.
Oh,
I would still read it, yeah. Because at the end of the day, like I said, right? Like, I myself wouldn't kill people, but I'm still gonna applaud somebody who's gonna take justice into their own hands and get rid of people who don't deserve to be alive.
That's a good one.
Like, and it could have been dark and fucking, like, there could have been no fucking humor in this book, and I would have still been intrigued. I'd be like, damn, yeah, you get rid of them. Because why are they fucking being predators?
That's fucking true. I have another question, though. Is this book romantic because of the love story or despite of it?
Is this book romantic because of the love story or despite of it? I think it can be both, like, I think it's because of the love story, but also I think at the end of the day, like, even if they were to never end up in a relationship, right? Which I think would have been hard too.
Yeah.
But like, even if they would have just ended up in friendship, I think just finding somebody with, who understands you, like, so fully, where they don't question you or like judge you, or like you can be messy, and just, when you have that kind of, you build that bond with somebody, like, I think it's like very beautiful, even though in their case it's like killing people. But like, I think when you build that kind of bond with somebody, it just like, just to have at least one person, it's like you feel seen, you feel heard.
And that's love for you. So beautiful. I know you kind of talked a little bit about recommending this book to people. Like, would there be like a specific person you would recommend this to, or do you recommend it to anybody who likes romance?
No, I wouldn't recommend it just to anybody. I think I said that already. This is something that I definitely like. And I do. Whenever someone asks me, like, oh, can you, like, there's been plenty of people who are be like, Angel, like, give me some recommendations. But I always ask people, like, okay, like, what are your hard limits? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to recommend something that's going to hurt somebody. Like, I'm not going to let you read, or obviously, like, ultimately they can, read the fucking trigger warnings themselves. But ultimately, like, I feel like I'm not going to try and put something in front of somebody that, they're going to be affected by it in like an extremely like negative way,
that makes sense.
Like, for example, even with Haunting Adeline, like, I think with that one, I just like, I think with, I specifically told you, like, oh, like, I wouldn't recommend you read it.
Yeah. And I wouldn't,
because I know, like, like, I know your limits and stuff. And so I wouldn't just be like, you should fucking read it. Even though, like, I would have loved to fucking, like, you read. Just like when I told you to read Credence.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, bitch, I need somebody to fucking talk to about this.
She said, read it. Just read it. And I'm over here like, okay, it's about romance. I knew it was going to be spicy. But, girl, I was like... And keep in mind, that was me going into, like, I didn't really read romance. So, like, I didn't read romance. Mucho menos smart.
You had read 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, yeah. But
50 Shades of Grey was kids' play.
Yes. I was like, that made 50 Shades of gray, like a little like flip book. Like it made it like so like what the hell, like what am I reading?
Well, yeah, like so like would I have wanted you to read Haunting Adeline so we can discuss it together? Yeah, but ultimately like I'm not gonna like be like, hey, you need to fucking read this, because I know that like, you know, ultimately it's not gonna be your cup of tea.
Yeah. I think with that being said, is there anything else you want to add to these reviews?
No, I think we covered a lot. Honestly, this is going to be one long ass episode.
Yes, it is. I think with that being said, how about we go to Kiss and Tell?
Yeah.
That this episode actually has a Kiss and Tell.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful.
Guys, we brought it back. Kiss and Tell, because I got a couple of recommendations for you.
And they're good ones too.
All right, besties. If Butcher and Blackbird scratched a very specific itch for you, the I love romance but make it criminally unwell itch, let's introduce you to a couple of recs that absolutely understood the assignment. First up, Sinner's Retreat by Lauren Biel. Oh my God, this is a favorite. I've told you about this one.
Yeah, so I know all about this one because I made Angel tell me like the whole, give me a debrief on this. And it's already one of my favorites. I haven't even read it. It's a good one.
This one is a dark rom-com where both the main characters are serial killers with a code. Yes, again, apparently we have a type. It's twisted, it's funny, and it genuinely made me laugh out loud, which is alarming considering the body count. The banter is sharp, the chemistry is unhinged, and somehow, oddly, food plays a role here too. We're not saying murder pairs well with meals, but these books are absolutely trying to convince us otherwise. This one is a personal favorite, 0 notes, unwell in all the best ways. Next is the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. Now, this one's not, again, this is not a rom-com. It's not funny, but still incredible. This series follows a woman who's a serial killer with a purpose. She's methodical, righteous, and deeply committed to her revenge agenda. The romance is there, but it's darker, a little bit heavier, much more emotional, like emotionally brutal. Yeah. And if you loved Sloane's precision, her code, and the idea of a woman who kills with intention and zero apology, this series will absolutely wreck you in a good way. Emotionally unsafe, but highly recommend. So if Butcher and Blackbird made you say, wow, I didn't know I wanted romance with morals, but like criminal morals, these should be next on your list. Kiss and Tell complete. Go forth and read responsibly. Or don't. Okay, let's get into To Be Continued, because every great story has to have a great ending. So, a little foreshadowing for you guys. Next on Book Size Matters, we're swapping knives and calculated chaos for divine meddling and emotional sabotage. Our next read is Petty Cupid by Sarah Blue. It's a rom-com where love isn't gentle, fate has an attitude, and Cupid is doing entirely too much. Expect supernatural interference, enemies to lovers tension, petty decisions made out of spite, and feelings that escalate way faster than anyone planned. Is it romantic? Eventually. Is it messy from the jump? Absolutely.
Sure is.
All right, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Leave us a 5-star review. It's like...
Foreplay.
There we go. I was like, it's play, but what kind of play though? It's foreplay for the algorithm.
Yes. But that's it for this week's dive into sharp banter, flexible morals, and a love story that definitely comes with disclaimers. Thanks for tuning into Book Size Matters, where the books are dark, the opinions are unfiltered, and the only thing more dangerous than the body count is the chemistry. Until next time, keep reading, keep judging, and maybe keep your hobbies socially acceptable.
Yeah, please. Unless it's fiction in a book. Then yes.
All right, but guys, we'll see you next week.
Bye.